Hi, my name is Daniel. I'm from Australia. I'd just like to thank you for purchasing this effect. I did work on this for quite some time. I always wanted to have a coin in can routine that is not gimmick, so you don't have to carry a gimmicked can around with you everywhere you go. You know, you see a can at a party, pick it up and you're ready to go. So I hope you guys enjoy, have fun with it, and I hope you get good reactions like I have. It is a lot of fun to do, even not in front of people, just by yourself. It is a lot of fun. But the name actually came from my daughter. I asked her what should we call it, and she said, "Oh, call it Ghost." And because the coin, you can't hear it or feel or see it until it's ready to reveal itself. I thought that was quite fitting, so I went along with that name, which I'm happy with. So I know you guys are keen to get into it, so yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so basically the method is you're going to have to need 2 coins. One coin is going to be hidden inside, which will be jammed up against that flap and the rim of the can in there, so at the top of the can. I've only got this can cut open for this video. You do not need the can cut open to practice. If you do want to cut it open to practice, please tape it up, because the cans are very sharp. And if you're under 18, please have your parents or guardian cut that open for you and tape it up for you. Okay, otherwise you do not need to have the can cut open to practice. And yeah, so basically the coin will be sitting there, and let's move on to see how we can achieve this. Okay, so with the cans, it doesn't matter what design or what country they come from. Example, this is from China or Japan. This one's made in America, in Florida. This can's made in Holland. This can is made in Texas. Okay. This can was made in Atlanta. So it doesn't matter the design of the cans. It doesn't matter if the tab's on or off either. I just like to keep the tab on. Sometimes they'll come off if you keep playing around with them too much. But yeah, the designs of the can doesn't matter. Okay. But I did notice that the sizing, like your 12 ounce and your 16 ounce cans are the ones that you want to be using. So just the normal thickness. Okay, all of them have got the same sort of width on them. Okay, even the Red Bull here, so they've all sort of got the same width when you hold them in your hand. Okay, the only ones I had a bit of problems with is this is like a 23 ounce, so this is really fat can, so it's a lot fatter than all the normal size. I was still able to get it locked in with this, but it was a lot harder, a lot more awkward. So these huge cans I'll probably stay away from, and just use your normal size thickness cans, like your 12 and 16 ounce. Okay, if you're in mils, 400 mil. This one will be in mils as well. $500 mil. So just your normal thickness cans will work perfectly. Okay, it doesn't matter the design, doesn't matter where they come from, as long as you don't use these really huge fat cans. So I just had dramas with these. Even the skinnier cans, I was able to use those. depending on the size of the coin. Just you need to use like a smaller coin for those. Yeah, so the other thing is you're going to want to use the cans with this oval shape mouth where you drink from. Okay, all of them have that oval shape. Some of them are bigger than others. Okay, so this Red Bull here is bigger than this one, but they all have that oval shape. Okay, so that's what you want to be looking for. Your normal size can. It doesn't matter how tall or short, as long as the width is your normal size, 16 ounce, 500 ml, 400 ml. Okay, and not those really fat ones like this. All right, you want to stay away from those. Okay, so yeah, as long as normal size and you're looking for that oval shape, those cans will work fine. Okay. Okay, so a lot of the coins you're going to want to prepare. Okay, so some can designs inside, so this is your flap here, that's your sort of bottom of the can or the roof of the can from the inside, and that rim. Okay, so and this red here is where the coin's going to be jammed in, if that sort of makes sense. Okay, so some can designs you got your floor and then the rim here goes straight up, so the coin has a lot more to grab onto and get jammed in. But then you've got a lot of other can designs where it goes up on an angle. Okay, so the coin can only grab in the corner here, and a lot of coins have got like a rounded edge, and you're going to want to get the edge nice and sharp and square. Okay, so when you get it more square, the coin will jam up into that corner and hold nicely into that corner. Okay, also some coins are more rounded than others, so if you've got a really rounded coin, you're going to want to sand it down more to get a more sharp edge on there, because you want it flat. And also a lot of coins are shiny, and sanding it down will give it more of a rough finish, so it'll give it a bit more grip when it needs to jam in place. Okay, so even the coins that have got these bumps and grooves are no problem, as long as you can get that square edge and make it a little bit more rough. Okay, so to do that, you're going to need 400 grit sandpaper or P400, just your black one, wet and dry for metals. Okay, you're going to hold your coin straight up. Make sure you have a hard surface. This is carpet, but make sure you got like a board underneath, something nice and hard, and you're going to just want to sand along the whole coin nice and hard to give it a more rougher surface and to get that coin a little bit more a sharper edge. Okay, make sure that when you're sanding it, you hold it nice and straight up, standing up. Try not to sand that corner, because that's going to round the corner back off. So you're going to want to hold it nice and straight, pressure. Okay, go around the whole coin, put the coin in the can, test it out. If the coin's sticking, but when you go to turn it over it's falling out, it probably just needs a bit more of a sand, or you're not getting it locked in hard enough. So either way, I would still give it a bit more of a sand. Sanding it, you can't sand it too much. Okay, so also you've got coins like this penny here where you got silver underneath. All right, so just to get rid of that silver, just grab yourself like a bronze color Sharpie after you sanded it and the coin's all prepped. Just get a bronze color Sharpie and just color the edge so that silver will go away and it will blend back into the coin. Okay, but that's how you prepare the coins. Even though some can designs with the sort of 90-degree rim, you don't need to prepare the coins at all. I would still prepare the coins anyway, because it still gives you a easier locking, and it locks in more firmly as well. So whether your can needs coins that are prepped or not, I would still prep them anyway, just to be on the safe side. Okay, but that's how you prepare the coins, and let's move on to the next step. Okay, so I just wanted to also mention that if you can come across this can here with this smiley face that's got the 2 dots under the tab, most likely you're not going to need to prepare the coins at all. Some coins you still may need to if the edge is too rounded and too smooth. You just need to give it a light sort of sand just to get that edge a bit more rough. But yeah, if you can find the one with this smiley face with the 2 dots, most likely you're not going to need to sand the coin at all. Okay, please don't get it mixed up with this one. This one's also got the smiley face, but underneath the tab it's all flat there. It doesn't have those 2 dots. Okay, so this type of can here, you won't need to prepare the coins. Even though you don't need to, I still recommend just to give it a light sand anyway, because it does lock in harder. Yeah, so just don't get it confused with this tab here. This tab's got a sort of more of a square edge on it anyway, if you can see the difference. So and it's got the flat in there. So this can here, you need to prepare your coin. This can here, you don't need to prepare the coins at all, but I still recommend to give them a light sand anyway, so it does lock in harder. Okay, one other thing I did want to mention too is when you're practicing, if your can has been empty for 2-3 days, each day it's been empty, it's going to be more harder and harder to get it in there, only because the liquid inside, even though the can's empty, it will start getting very sticky inside because of the sugar or syrup or whatever the drink's made out of. It starts to get very sticky inside, so the coin is not going to be running freely along the bottom when you're trying to get it in position. It's just going to be getting stuck there. So you're going to want to use a fresh can, one that's been opened that day or the day before. So you don't want a can that's been sitting there for 2-3 days, because it does start getting very sticky inside and you won't be able to get the coin to move freely in there at all. Okay, so just keep that in mind, and yeah, let's move on. Okay, so I just want to talk a little bit about the mouth sizes and the coin sizing. So not all mouths are the same size. So this one here is very large. So this will take like a quarter or a 50-cent euro size or a dollar coin or 10-cent size. They're all roughly like the same size. All those coins work in this can or this sizing. But the smaller coins, like the 5-cent euro and the penny and the 5 cents and $2, don't work in this one. So because the mouth's so big, you need to use the bigger coins. Okay, so this can here, my bigger coins don't fit, but the 5-cent euro works really good in these, and so does the penny. So with the smaller mouth ones, you're going to want to use like a medium to small coin, and with the big mouth ones, you're going to want to probably use only the bigger coins. Okay, now what I do like about some of the coins is like the 10 cents, for example. This is also a 10-cent coin, but I've sanded it down that much where I can get it to fit in here. Okay, if I sanded it down a little bit less, I could have got it to fit in here and be really tight, and then really pop and squeeze that in, so you can't actually take it out without cutting the can open. But with a normal 10-cent coin, you can't get that in at all. So this coin works great in here. Okay, so you can actually do this trick and say that the coin doesn't even fit inside, but then you can get the coin inside, if sort of that makes sense, yeah? And then to get the coin out, you need to cut it open, or they can take everything home as a souvenir and that coin will be stuck in there forever because you won't be able to get it out without wrecking the can. So just play around with it, see what you come up with. But yeah, that's all I want to say is the smaller mouth ones, you will need small to medium, and with the big mouth ones, you're going to need your larger, like quarter size coins. Okay, then you've got coins that are even bigger, which won't fit in any of them. So just play around with it. Like I said, I'll prepare each size coin that you've got, and then whatever coins you want to combine with each can, whatever coins you feel comfortable with those cans, just work with those. Okay, so some coins might be a little bit easier for you than others, and some cans might be a little bit easier for you than others. So whatever coin and can combination you feel more comfortable with, that's what I will go for. So that's all I want to say. Just look out for the mouth sizing and your coin sizing, just so you can make sure you get all this right, and you've got the best results to getting that coin stuck in place. Okay, and again, getting the coin stuck in is the hardest part of this method. So practice, but once you've learnt it and you've got it, it takes a couple seconds and it's set up. Okay, so again, and that's it, that's set up. All right, so literally a few seconds and it's going to be set up. Okay, let's move on to the next step. Okay, so to lock the coin into position, obviously you're going to have to drop the coin inside. So you're going to want to have that mouth of the can facing towards you. You want to flip it upside down, so now the mouth is facing away, and then you want to rotate it to about 11 o'clock and tilt it back towards you a little bit. Thumb on the left, fingers on the right, holding it sort of near the bottom. Okay, and then you're just going to go left and right. Okay, and then you're going to want to get that coin to lay flat on the bottom until you feel it jam into place. So it's going to be sort of running along the bottom until it jams into place. So you're going left and right until it jams in, and once it's jammed in, you're going to be shaking it like this. It's going to stop, and then you know that you've got it locked in. Okay, so again, facing you, upside down, so it's facing away. Rotate to about 11 o'clock, tilt it back a little bit, thumb left, fingers right near that bottom edge there, and then left and right, but little quick motions. You don't want to go long, it's just tiny left and right motion. Okay, until you feel it lock in, and then it's all locked in, ready to go, and you'll keep it there. That coin will sit there for days, yeah, until the can's knocked and that coin will fall. But if you don't touch it, that coin will sit there until you're ready to pop it open. Now another way you can do this, same thing, facing you, upside down, 11, tilted back a little bit. So instead of grabbing it from here, left and right, you're going to grab it from the top here, and you're just going to go in little circles. Okay, I find doing it that way locks it in a lot quicker. Upside down, 11, tilt back here, and it's just little tiny circles, little quick circles, and that's going to run us around the bottom and lock itself in. Okay, so that's just something that you're going to need to practice. Again, just keep watching this if you're having trouble what you need to be doing, but you know, it might take you half an hour to really get the feel for what needs to be going on. But just keep practicing. If it's not locking in, or if it is locking in and stopping, and you can shake it this way and it's not moving, but you tip it over and it falls out, It's either because you're not locking it in hard enough, or you need to sand that coin a bit more to get more of a square, sharper edge on it. Okay, they're the only two reasons why it won't lock in position. So if you can get it locked in but you turn it over and it falls on its own, or you shake it just a tiny bit and it falls, it's either you don't have it locked in hard enough, or you just need to sand it a little bit more. Okay, so sand your coins down, test it in the can, and then each time you sand it, it should lock in harder and harder until you got it the way you like it. Okay, so those are the two ways that you can lock them in. My son likes to hold it up here, and instead of twisting it to 11, he just has it at 12 o'clock. It takes him a little bit longer to get it that way, but that's how he feels comfortable. So you might feel comfortable at 10 o'clock, you might feel comfortable at 12. But I found having it towards 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, it doesn't work. So from 12 o'clock to 10 o'clock, depending on the can, that's where you're gonna want the position to be. Okay, so again, can facing you, the mouth facing you, upside down to 11, tilt back just a touch, thumb left, fingers right, and just quick sharp left to right motions. Okay, so it's like a left stop, right stop, left stop, right stop, but very quickly. Okay, and you will feel it running until it locks into place. Same as this, it's just sort of wrist motion, just in little tiny circles, not big circles, just little tiny circles, and you want to do it quickly. So doing it quickly, it looks like I'm going like this, but I'm really going like this in really quick circles. Okay, so just really quick circles, and that'll lock into position. Okay, so that's how you get it locked in, and let's get to the next step. Okay, so for the routine, we're just going to go through the routine that's not signed at the moment, and we'll go through the signed version a bit later on. So at the start, you're going to have your can set up with the coin locked in place, and I like to put a bit of drink inside and set it down on a table. Okay, that coin won't fall out until that can's knocked, so you can have it sitting there for an hour, a couple of hours, even a few days. Okay, that coin's not going to fall out until you've knocked the can. Okay, if you're outside at a picnic, I always recommend to put liquid in there, because if any wind comes by on an empty can, the cans are very light, so they will fall over. So having liquid inside will keep the can steady. Okay, so you're going to have the can set up, sitting in sort of view on a table somewhere. Okay, and now you're ready to go once someone asks you to do a trick, or if you want to show them. Okay, so you're going to ask to borrow a coin. Just make sure it's the same coin that's in there. So if it's 10 cents in there, you want to borrow 10 cents. If it's 5 cents in there, borrow 5 cents. Okay, now you ask to borrow a coin. Okay, so I'm going to show you a trick with this coin. Actually, you know what? Just grab that can for me and point to the can that's set up. They'll pick it up. Ask them if there's anything in there. Obviously they're going to say yes because you've got drink in there. Get them to pour it out in a glass or on the floor on the grass. Okay, and just ask them to make sure, just give it a little shake so you get those little drips out. At this stage they can shake it. So you have not picked up the can at all. So they've picked it up, they've emptied it, they've shaken it to get the drips out. Okay, they're convinced at this stage the can's empty. You can ask them to have a look inside, make sure there's nothing in there. And then you're going to say, I'm going to try and get this coin into that can, but I want you to cover the opening. So just grab your hand and cover the opening and hold that can for me. So they grab it like this and hold it like this, okay? If you want them to give it another shake, just for the extra convincer it's empty, just gesture like this. So give that can one more shake. So when you gesture like this, they shake it like this. You don't want them to shake it up and down this way, because if you shake it too hard, okay, that coin can fall out. So shaking it this way, there's no sort of force up and down for that coin to fall, okay? So as they're holding it, they're covering the opening. You're gonna have this coin in finger palm, okay? So you're gonna show them the coin. You're gonna pretend to pick it up. As you pretend to pick it up, you're gonna curl your fingers like that, okay? So as you curl these fingers, that's gonna hold that coin up here. And then you're just gonna close your fist, and then you're gonna grab their wrist, okay? So as they're holding the can, you're gonna grab their wrist, just so they're not moving around too much, and you can position them sort of where you want them to be, okay? And then you're just gonna penetrate the can, all right? At this point, they're holding it. You haven't touched the can at all, okay? Remember, they've emptied it, they've shaken it, they've covered the hole. You haven't touched it, only at the bottom you've touched it there, okay? At this point, you can take a few steps back, casually put your hand in your pocket. I like to put both hands in there, just I look relaxed, put my hands in my pocket, ditch the coin. All their attention is on this can at this stage anyway. They're not going to notice you step back. They're not going to notice you even put your hands in your pocket, all right? All their attention is going to be here. They're going to be like, what? You know, they're going to look inside. They're going to see the coin in there now. They felt it drop inside. They can take the coin out themselves. They can cut the can open if they want to have a look inside. Everything here is clean. They can take it home. And that's it. So, okay, so you have the can set up, pick up the coin, grab their wrist, and bang, okay? Another way I like to do it, this is if you don't want to have the spectator holding it, if you're not confident enough that they're not going to knock the coin out. I haven't had any issues with them banging the can. You know, I mean, the can you can handle quite freely without knocking it and grabbing it, you know. So but if you want to do it in your own hands, I like to do it through the side. So, you know, I can even ask them to pass me the can, or I can grab it, show them it's empty. There's nothing inside. I'll hold it like this. I like to have the opening so they can see it, so they can see I'm not putting the coin in through the top. You know, I'll give the coin a knock, let the coin inside fall, and this coin at the back, I'll just drop that into my hand, okay? So I've got the coin here, can here, okay? Pick it up, give it a shake. I'll drop it now into my hands, give it a shake here, okay? And then I'll bring my hand around, grab the coin and the can, okay? Shake it, so now I can show you this hand empty, swap hands, show this hand empty, okay? And then what I like to do is drop the coin behind the can and just bring the can over the coin, tip it upside down, so now the coin is up top here, okay? When the coin's up here, you can show both hands sort of cleanly empty. All right, I'll bring it back over, give it another shake, show this hand empty, I've got the coin here, and now I'll pass the can to them to have a look with my dirty hands, okay? Show this hand empty and pass them the can. They never think that you're handing them something with a dirty hand, all right? So that's an extra convincer that you're not using a second coin, pass it them, they can have a look now. All their attention again is going to be here. You stand back, hands in your pocket, and ditch the coin. Okay, so another way you can perform in your own hands, if you don't want the spectator to be holding the can. Okay, so you'll grab the can, it's already set up. If you had liquid in there, pour it out, show them it's empty. You can ask to borrow a coin or take one out of your pocket, whatever you want to do. Okay, again, I like to have holding it like this, having the mouth facing towards them, and pushing it inside. So this time, when you push it inside, instead of dropping it inside your hand, you're going to push it, knock the coin down, and with your thumb at the back, you're just going to hold it here. You're going to show this hand sort of empty, grab the can, show this hand empty, okay, and then you can swap hands again, like that. Put the can down like this, and as you put it down, you're going to place it, when you move from this hand to this hand, you're going to place it where you're finger palming the coin. Show them the can, pass them the can with your dirty hands. I always like to use my dirty hand to pass them something. Okay, show this hand empty, give them the can. All their attention will be on here. Again, hands in your pocket. As they're holding the can, you step back. They can check this out. They can cut the can open again if they want to. They can take the coin out. They can inspect everything. Everything here is clean. Okay. I also like to, when you're pushing it through the side, to be clean straight away, I'll show you from sort of this angle. So what you're going to do is, as you come back from the front, the can here is going to be covering this section here. Okay, so as you come back, you're going to be wanting to wear a loose top t-shirt. Have your t-shirt tucked into your pants. Okay, loose, so when you come back, you're going to drop the coin underneath your t-shirt. All right, you're going to come back, drop the coin, and come forward. You're going to come forward with no coin. Yeah, so come back, drop the coin, come forward, knock the can so that coin falls. All right, so from the front, you're not going to see anything. Even from the side here, you really don't see much. So your angles are quite wide. If you do it quick enough, okay, you're going to want to do it in one smooth motion. So back, drop, and forward. Back, drop, and forward. Back, drop, and forward. Okay? You don't want to stop, drop it, and then come forward. So as you're holding it, you're holding the coin right at the sort of tip of your fingertips. Okay, so when you come back, you're tilting your hand back, so it's sort of undercover as you drop it, and then come back forward. Okay, so you show them the coin, tilt your hand back, drop it, and come forward. Okay, at this stage, you knock it, that falls. Now you can cleanly show both hands empty. You can have your sleeves rolled up, and you can hand this to them straight away. All right, so they can check everything out now. They can take this home, whatever you want to do with it, and you end clean straight away. You're clean before you even finish the trick. Okay, you're going to drop it. Now you're clean. Do your penetration. Okay, hand that out. They can inspect this all they want. There's nothing to find. Everything's normal. You don't even have to put your hands in your pocket. And, you know, they're super amazed. Okay? So let's get into the signed version. Okay, so for the signed version, you do not need to set up your can pre-hand. Okay, the can's going to be full empty. But I do like to have some drink left inside, and you're going to just have that on your table. All right. Now you're set up in your pockets. In your right pocket, you're going to have one of the coins that you've sanded and squared off. Okay, is going to be in your right pocket. There's going to be no signature on there yet. In your left pocket, you're going to have a coin that you've sanded and squared off with your signature on both sides. And you're also going to have a Sharpie in your left pocket as well. Okay, so left pocket, you're going to have the coin you've signed on both sides. Right pocket, you're going to have a coin that's not signed. Both coins would have been sanded at home already and squared off already, okay? And Sharpie also in your left pocket. So when you start, you're going to bring out your coin from your right pocket. Ask your spectator to check it out, make sure it's real. Okay, as they're holding it, you can gesture with both hands, show them empty. All right, you're going to go into your left pocket and grab the Sharpie, just the Sharpie, okay? Now you're going to say to him, we're just going to make that coin a bit more unique, okay? So you're going to take the coin back and you're going to sign your signature on one side. You can hand it back to the spectator and ask them to sign the other side, okay? You're going to take the Sharpie back. As they're holding the coin, ask them just to blow on it, make sure that the ink is dry. You're going to put the Sharpie back in your pocket. Okay, as you're putting the Sharpie back in your pocket, you're showing your hand empty. Sharpie back in your pocket, and you're going to finger palm that coin that's in your left pocket with your signature on both sides. As you're putting the Sharpie in, you're going to finger palm that and come out. Okay, now they're holding the coin. You're going to say to them, you know what, instead of just doing a normal coin trick, let's try something maybe with that can. Just grab that can for me. And just if there's anything in there, just empty it out. So they'll just empty the can into a glass or on the grass or whatever. Okay. And now say to them, now just pretend that that can that you're holding is a bank, yeah, or is your money box. Show me how you would get your money into your money box, yeah. And you know, just get them to drop that coin into the can. You know, they'll say, well, that's how I'll put it in the bank. All right, so at this point they're holding the can. With your dirty hands, you want to grab the can back and say, well, that's a good way to do it, right? But let's just take your money out of the bank for now. And what you're doing here is you're grabbing the can back. Your right hand's going to be upside down, grabbing it. Your right fingers are going to cover the coin that you got hidden, and you're going to turn everything upside down. Okay, so from every single angle you cannot see this coin. It doesn't matter if you're surrounded. The way you grab it, okay, hand comes up, these fingers cover the coin, and everything upside down. And you want to keep these fingers curled and your hand tilted a bit towards you, okay? Also, you want to tilt your hands, rotate your hands, so when you do turn the can over, the opening is going to be at your 11 o'clock, so you're ready to lock it in, okay? So grab it, make sure it's in the right position for your 11 o'clock. These fingers cover that coin, turn it over. As you turn it over, you want the coin to be laying on the bottom half. So when you tilt it over, it's going to be falling in the back here and not at the front, so it doesn't fall out. Okay, so you grab it, and now that's in my 11 o'clock. You want to keep the can very close to your hand, and you want to rattle that coin around so they know when a coin is inside and makes a lot of noise. So when the noise stops, they know that there's no coin in there and it's most likely in your hand. So as you're rattling it around, you're going to lock it in place, and then you're going to show, okay, like that. Now you're going to hand them the can. So they're going to see your signature here. They're just going to assume theirs is on the other side. They can't hear the noise anymore. Okay, so you grab the can, tilt it over, and you're going to be saying now, let's just take your coin out of the bank, okay, as you're making noise, and then when you're ready to lock it in, you lock it in, and then you show. Okay, now you hand them the can back, and just ask them at this point, just make sure that there's no more drips in there. Just shake out if there's any more drips, just shake them out. Okay, and now you're going to say to them, so before, when you put your money into the bank, you actually put it into the top. So I want to do something a little bit different, but I want you to just cover the top for me. Okay, and just hold the can with that hand. Okay, so they're holding it like this. All right, so now they're holding the can like this. You're showing this coin, and now I like to keep it on my ring finger. Okay, when I finger palm. So you're just going to pretend to pick it up. So as you pretend, you're going to get your thumb next to it, your fingers on top, curl your fingers in so it locks it in finger palm. Pretend to pick it up and close your fist. Okay, so all in one motion. You're going to turn this hand over like this. Okay, and grab their wrist. So you're going to pick it up, grab their wrist. So the hand that's holding the can, you're going to grab their wrist so you can position them where you want them. Okay, so they're holding it like that. You've got a hold of their wrist, and then you're ready to penetrate the coin. Okay, and now you're going to say, this is how I will do it. And you penetrate the coin. Keep your hand there for a second, and then slowly bring your hand out. Okay, to show your hand empty. Let go of their wrist slowly, and just take a few steps back, and casually put your hands in your pockets. Okay, all their attention is going to be here. As soon as you knock that coin in, okay, and you step back, all right, they won't see you even put your hands in your pockets. You just casually put them in your pockets, and you stand there and let them absorb what just happened here. Okay, so their attention's all going to be here. They're going to be amazed. They're going to be like, what the hell? They're going to be looking. They're going to say, there's no way that's my coin. But they can actually take that coin out themselves. They can check it. It really is their coin because they actually put it in there. Okay, so that's the signed version. You need to be very confident in locking that coin in to do the signed version. Okay, so if you're not confident enough to do it, doing the non-signed version, the reactions are the same from the spectators. All right, they're still like, what the hell? How did you do that? I've had one person get their keys and cut it open looking for magnets or something. So if you're not confident enough, or you haven't practiced enough to lock it in quickly, okay, just do the non-signed version. But if you're confident to do the signed version is just a more convincer that you're using the same coin. Okay, and they can take everything home as a souvenir if they want to. All right, so you just need to make sure you practice. Okay, the hardest part of all of this is getting that coin locked in. Okay, but the more you practice, the quicker you're going to get it, the more you're going to know where that coin is in here. Okay, you're going to feel where it is, you're going to hear where it is, you're going to know when you've got it locked in hard enough, you're going to know when you haven't got it locked in hard enough. Okay, so it's just practice. It took my son's 12 years old, it took him about an hour, maybe half an hour. He grabs it a little bit different than me. He feels more comfortable sort of halfway. I like it from here better, or from down the bottom more. But you do whatever is comfortable for you and what's easiest for you. Okay, you're going to probably find your own way. You know, instead of doing with your wrist, it might just be just with your fingers. You're going to find whatever's more comfortable and works for you. But the method will be just the same. Okay. So just make sure you practice. But yeah, like I said, if you're not confident, just do the non-signed version. Okay. One other thing I wanted to say. Now, if you wanted to have the spectator sign both sides of the coin, you can also do that. So what you're going to want to do, this is a bit more, you need a bit more guts. to do this, okay? And a little bit more misdirection, I would say. So the coin that you've got pre-signed, instead of putting your signature on there, you're going to do a letter N on one side, and on the other side you're going to do a letter S. Letter S, okay? Letter S one side, N on the other side, N or an M, even an A, okay? Anything with straight lines. So when the spectator, when you see them sign both sides, if you see them do curvy, like a B or a P, you want the S side showing up, yeah? If you see them doing an M or an A, you know, or any straight lines like an I, you want the N side showing up. So when after they sign it, okay, when you take the coin out and you're showing the fake signed coin, all you want to do is show it quickly and put your finger on it, your thumb on it, and bring it up to show just a tiny bit of ink, okay? And if they got straight lines, you want to show the straight lined one, yeah? A little bit of ink. If they got curvy, you want to show a little bit of curvy line, okay? But when you show them, when you get it locked in and show, you just want to bring it up like that, okay? And that way their coin is signed on both sides. Also, you need to switch out the coin if you want to borrow one. So if you want to borrow a coin from the spectator, okay, so you're going to have one coin in your pocket that you've pre-sanded, okay? So if you want to borrow a coin, you're going to get the pre-sanded coin in finger palm. You'll borrow a coin, and all you're going to do is false transfer, and as you go in to get the Sharpie, you're going to drop that coin that you borrowed into your pocket as you bring out the Sharpie, okay? So your pre-sanded coin in your right pocket. So if you want to borrow a coin, you borrow a coin, okay? And you're going to have finger palm, your sanded one, and you're just going to put your thumb on here, bring it over, show them, hand it back to them, go in, get your Sharpie, and drop this one, okay? And then you can go on to sign it. As you're putting your Sharpie back, you will get your pre-signed coin, okay? So you can borrow coins if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I mean, they're signing it, so whether they borrow a coin or not, it doesn't matter because it's signed. But yeah, if you're doing the non-signed version, because you've already got a coin locked in here, you can borrow a coin. That's no problem at all. But if you want to borrow a coin for the signed version, you need to do that switch as well. So, but that's it. I hope you guys have fun with it. You know, maybe you might come up with a different story instead of saying, you know, that's a bank or a money box. You might come up with a different way for them to put the coin inside. But I found, for me, telling them that this is your bank, that's your money, show me how you put your money in your bank, gets them to put the coin in there. And you want them to drop the coin in there. You don't want to drop it in, okay? But that's it. Yeah, thanks again for, I know this is a long tutorial. But yeah, again, just practice. The hardest part is locking that coin in, so you really want to get that right before you go out and show anyone, especially the signed version. But you can lock that in. Like, I was at a party the other day. I didn't have any Sharpies on me, but I had a can. I was drinking. It was finished, so I went outside around the corner for a second. I just dropped the coin in there, and I just tipped it up, and I just put it down my side like this, and I just quietly locked it in. It doesn't make too much noise, and I quietly locked it in, and then I went back inside and I placed it on a table next to other cans. And when I was ready, I just said, you know what, and I grabbed that cam, yeah, and I said, just hold that cam for me, I want to show you something. And that cam was already set up for like an hour. And yeah, then I asked to borrow a coin, done the penetration, and yeah, so just have fun with it. Even playing with it by yourself, when the coin's locked in and you go knock it, like you can feel it falling. It feels like it's falling through your hand or something, like it feels great. But yeah, again, have fun. Sorry the tutorial is so long. I just wanted to make sure that I went through everything properly and that you guys understand that, because I want to make sure you guys get to do it correctly. So again, thank you and have a good night.